That means one algorithm may be very good, or one algorithm may be not very good. So the quality of algorithm uh, depends on the complexity of algorithm. So what we mean by that, the complexity of algorithm uh, depends on three things. Complexity of algorithm depends on three items. One is called the time, one is called space, another one is called the computation. Okay, so I can say complexity of algorithm depended on uh, depended on these three things. Complexity of algorithm depended on these three things. So based on time or space or computation, we consider how the algorithm is. Is it very good algorithm, or is it not very good? It is called complexity. So the time matter. Time matter is actually, we consider how much time will be necessary for running the program. I mean, according to algorithm, you will design the program. According to algorithm, you will design or write the code, right? So if the algorithm is not smart, then the program code will not be smart also. So if the code is written in a way so that you need more time to finish the job, that is the consideration. So more time necessary, you will say, okay, the algorithm, the planning is not very smart. Or other way, if you see the program code is very quick to find the result, so you can say, okay, it needs less time, so the algorithm was smart, so the program code gives us the result very quickly. So this is the time matter. Another thing is space. Space is not very important now, but theoretically it is included. Space is the memory. Space is actually the memory needed. So space is actually the memory needed. So how much memory you need to run the program? How much memory you need to run the program? Is this the hard disk memory? Is it basically the hard disk memory? No. Memory, the term is not about the hard disk, not the permanent storage. Okay. Memory, when you use the word memory, normally it is the flash memory or RAM or temporary memory, right? You understand what I say? So maybe you are making one algorithm, and based on that the program code is written, and when I run the code, then it needs huge memory in the computer. So if it needs huge memory in the computer, then we will say the algorithm was not very smart. It was not very good, so that the program code needs huge memory in the computer, and the computer slows down. Okay, so it was a very important consideration uh, 10-20 years back, but now it is not very serious matter. Not very serious because the memory is now very cheap and easily available. Okay, so this is the space matter, the second point. And let me talk about the third point, that is called computation. So about computation, it is actually the hardness, okay, hardness, or I can say difficulty, hardness, or I can say difficulty in mathematical logic. Okay. Mathematical logic, okay, or formula. So what does it mean? That means you have made one algorithm which has a very critical type of formula, very high level, deep level mathematical formula, so that the program code cannot be written on that, or it is very hard to write the program code. So if it is very hard, then your programmer cannot understand what is your algorithm, and the programmer cannot write the code. So maybe the programmer will use a certain language, say C, or other language, Java, or any other language. Okay. So the programmer is expert in particular programming language. You have written the algorithm, and based on that, the programmer needs to write the code. So your algorithm has a very, very critical formula inside. It is not possible to write the code by your programmer, or maybe possible, but it will be very, very hard and time consuming. So the complexity or the difficulty in the mathematical formula will be another consideration about your algorithm, whether it is very complex algorithm or not. Is it very smart or not? Okay, so these are the three areas. Now tell me, do you understand the topic?
Yes, sir.
So this is the theoretical question. Complexity of algorithm depends on three things, and you can elaborate the concept. You can write in your own words, no problem. I may give some of the theoretical questions in the exam. So if I give this question, then you will write in your own words. Is that okay? Can I erase this part?
Yes.
So if you are okay with this, let me show you some
Yes.
example algorithms. So some example algorithms, say number one. Okay, I'm okay. Let me write it. Write the algorithm. Okay. To find the area of a triangle from its three sides. Is that okay? Do you understand this program? I mean formula. Who knows the formula? If you do not know, then let me change this. Who knows the formula? The triangle area from three sides. Three
Sir,
sides
half
will,
into base into
yeah,
height.
that is the area of triangle, but in that case base and height, two things will be given, but I'm giving you three sides. Is it known to you?
Sir, actually we find, yes sir, we find area like sir, a plus b plus c by 2.
Yeah, so you know this.
Or
Okay, good. Okay, good. So that is enough. That
area,
is enough. Okay, good. No problem. That is enough. Let me now start the algorithm. I will show you some more examples today. So let us do it quick. Okay. So this is actually okay. Let me do the rough. This is actually the triangle, three sides A, B, C. So if you want to find the area, the formula is S will be A plus B plus C by 2, that is half of the perimeter, and then area formula will be root over n S into S minus
S minus
A, S minus B, S minus C, right, like that. Okay. So this is the formula in math. So if you know the formula, then you can write the algorithm. So you can write in your own style, no problem. I'm just showing one thing. So let us see this. If you write in your own style, own way, I will give you mark, no problem. Okay. So the first thing will be start. I already told you what is the meaning of start. Then the step number 2. If you write only 1, only 2, then fine, no problem. So second one is basically the taking input. So input in this case we will take 3 items. Okay, so 3 items. So you can write 3 sides. If you do not write, no problem. Okay, 3 sides are what? 3 sides are A, then B, then C. If you write only A, only B, only C, that will be all right. And then step number 3 will be uh, taking or calculating S. Calculating S. S is the uh, A plus B plus C, and then bracket, then divided by 2. So this is the thing. Here declaration of variables will not be necessary. Declaration of variable, if you want, you can declare, but in algorithm it is not very important. It is not important. This is the matter of coding. Okay. After seeing the algorithm, your programmer will decide how or how many variables will be necessary. Okay. So one variable will be text type, one variable will be number type, one variable will be Boolean type or date type. So this is the programmer's matter. In the algorithm, it is not very important to declare variables. So it is S, A plus B plus C by 2, and then you will calculate area. So you can write area. You can write only A also, but I'm writing this. So it is you can write square root. Square root very common, so it is possible to apply here. SQRT, everyone will understand this is the square root. And then you will write S, then star, then S minus A, then another star, S minus B. If you do not use star, that will be also all right. If you do not use star, I will give you full marks, because algorithm is not the coding. Algorithm is okay with just mathematical thing, S into S plus A, S plus B, minus A minus B, S minus C. If you use star, then fine. If you do not use star, that is also fine. So now the calculation is done, and then next step is to get the output. So the output, okay, it will be step number 5. So output will be the area, because you are getting only one output. You can write output, you can write print. Both are okay. If you write print, it is all right. So what will be the printing? The area. So you can write the area. If you do not write any text, just directly print the variable thing, that will be also all right. Okay, so your variable is this. So it is done, and in the next step you finish, so it will be written like stop. So this is the simple example. There is no decision structure, there is no looping structure, just the calculation. So it is one example with calculation thing. I will show you another one. Do you have any question on this? Anyone has any problem with this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Identify a number as even or odd. So this is a decision structure, and to, okay, what question maybe? Okay, to find the largest among three numbers. So these two are the decision structure related problems. Okay, now I am showing these two, and then I will also show the looping structure. Is that okay? Do you understand the questions?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So what to do? The starting will be first step, and I'm now doing two. So what to do in the step number 2? What you will do in the step number 2? Again, the same thing.
Sir,
You take
yeah,
input. You
yes,
take
sir.
input. So how many numbers you will take?
Sir,
Then
any number?
How many numbers you will take
So one.
Sir,
for
10 number.
in number? In
Sir, one.
Sir, since it's not using loop, can take one number.
one number?
Wait.
Exactly one number, because it is written in the question. Identify a number. A number means one number. So identify means one number will be given to the computer, and computer will say this is odd or even. This is the problem. Very simple thing. Okay, so at the beginning we are talking about only simple thing. So the number, that means you will take one number only, and it is just A, say A. So you give a number to the computer. Now computer will check whether this number is even number or odd number. So how it will check? What is the mathematics?
no, sir.
Sir, if
Divided by,
divided by 2, then it will be even and it otherwise odd.
right, correct. So how can you check this? Divide by 2 possible or not possible? What is the method?
So we can use the
Sir.
mod.
Mod,
Sir.
yes,
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 we
Mod.
mod, sir. A
mod,
modulus.
yes, correct,
So,
yes, yes. So mod is correct. So mod is the operation, and it is mathematics, and we will talk about this also. We will do some problems also, not today, later. Okay, in the encryption decryption, we will use the mod operation manually. It is very common in mathematics, also in computer programming, so this can be used. Okay, so you can write a mod 2. You can write like this, or you can also write mod, then bracket, then a comma 2. Both are correct. Okay, so if the result is 0, then you will say it is divisible by 2. Okay, so that means it is even. And if the result is not 0, that means not divisible by 2, so it is odd, right? Is it okay? Do you understand the idea? So which one you will write? Which one you will prefer to write?
Sir, second one,
This
mod
style?
A, 2.
Okay, so second one you like. Okay, good. Now tell me what is the name of the first one and name of the second one? The first one, which is in between two things, this is called mod operator. This is called operator style. Okay, operator, mod operator. If it is written like this, then what will be the name? Mod, then bracket.
Infix, sir.
What? You tell me? Tell me again.
Infix. First one. First one is infix, sir.
First one is integer. No, what did you say?
Infix.
Sir, first one.
Infix. Okay, okay. And second one?
So then it will be prefix.
Sir, prefix.
Okay, infix, prefix. Okay, infix, prefix. Okay, I understand. But that is not the correct idea. Infix is just writing inside and prefix is writing before. So that is not the main point. Main point is the first one is operator. Operator like plus, minus. Okay, we write say 7 plus 3. So what is plus? Plus is operator. Okay, so it is operator. And if you write, say I'm writing factorial, then bracket, then 5. So what will be the factorial? Is it operator?
No, so that's a function.
That's a function. So this is the thing. It is function style. So you should know the difference of function and operator, function and procedure. Okay. So in this case, A and B will be the parameters. I mean, A and 2 will be the parameters of the function. So the function will return a particular result. So that result is 0, then even number. If not 0, then odd number. So operator and function, this is the main understanding. Okay. So now if you want to use the second one, fine, no problem. You can write second one. So you will write, okay, I'm writing, say the result. Okay, result is mod then A, 2. So the result will be there. So what is the opposite arrow meaning? What is the meaning of this opposite arrow?
So that means the result will be stored in the...
Exactly. So that will be the variable name, the left side one, and the result will be stored in that variable. So in sometimes you can also write equal sign. Okay, in algorithm, if you write R equal to, that is also correct. Okay, if you write R equal to mod A, 2, that is also correct, no problem. Okay, so both are correct. If you write opposite arrow or equal sign, both are correct for algorithm, but usually we prefer writing the opposite arrow sign. Okay, now let me move to the next one. So now what to do? You will check whether R is 0 or not 0. So decision structure will come. So it will be if, and if, then you will use the condition. What is the condition here? R is equal to 0 or not equal to 0. That is the matter. So if it is 0, then what you will write? If it is 0, then what will be your decision?
Sir, then the number is even.
Then the number is even. So you can directly print the answer. Okay, you can directly print the answer. Then print. Okay, you can consider this as one single line. So you can write, okay, then print. Okay, it is even. Okay, this is your print line, and if not, then you can print in the another step, else print it is odd. So that will be your output, and finish. Stop, no more things to do, so stop. So this way you can solve the problem for number 2. Is this okay? Everyone is okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Any question on this, or it is okay?
It's okay, sir. So far,
It's
there
okay.
is no question.
It's okay. Okay, so let us move to the third one. So the third one, you also know that I know everyone knows that also. It is very common question. So we will take 3 numbers, right? We will take 3 numbers as our input. So we will take 3 numbers as our input. So that are A, B, C maybe, or X, Y, Z. It's up to you. So let us write A, B, C. Okay, so what are the numbers? The numbers are A, B, C. These are the 3 numbers. So you check which one is bigger, which one is smaller. So A greater than B, you are checking this, and what you will write? Is this okay, or what you write next?
Then we will write A is the largest number.
A greater than B, only
No,
this will be
A
enough.
greater than B and
Sir,
A
now
greater
we
than C.
will
Yes, sir.
Then
sir,
B greater than C and also
Yes.
C greater than A.
Then what will be your understanding? A, B, B, C. You are
Sir,
mixing together.
A greater than
Sir.
B, or
Hmm.
B greater than C, or C greater than A.
Then
Sir,
how can you understand which
Then
one is the highest?
Sir, where A,
actually, sir, A greater than B. Then you think A is the
where
largest
A
number,
greater,
and or if B greater than C, then B is the largest number, or C greater than A, then C is largest number.
Sir, we can take a new variable and assign the big number as inside the variable between A and B.
Okay.
Then we can
Okay.
compare this with the third one.
Okay, possible. So the another variable can be L or large. Okay. So that is not a problem, but condition should be something like A greater than B is not enough. Okay, maybe it should be also more thing, that is A greater than B, and also A greater
Sir.
than C. What do you want? What do you think about this? Is it
Yes, sir.
possible? Is it okay?
yes,
Yes,
Sir.
sir. Is it okay, sir?
Yes.
yes, sir.
write A is largest number.
I do not understand. What did you say?
That time, sir, A is largest number. In step number 3, in condition says that the A is the largest number.
So this condition is okay with you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So this is the condition A is greater than B and also A is greater than C. Then you can say, okay, so A is the largest number. So now you can directly print. If you want, you can directly print this, or if you want, you can write, okay, L is the A, so that L will be the largest number. You understand what I say? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Another variable you can take, or you can directly print A. You can directly print A, or you can take another variable. It's up to you. Okay, no problem. It is not mandatory. It's up to you. Another variable, let me write it like large. Okay, that will be better to understand. So the another variable is, say, large. Large is the variable name. So in this case, large will be A. Okay, and I am writing else if. So if I write else if, that means I want to put another condition. Only else means no more condition. Else if means another condition, so that condition will be A greater than B greater than
C.
A, B greater than A, and also B greater than C. So
C.
that will be the second condition. So that will be the second condition. So it is like large in,
B greater than A, sir.
it will be large as B. Is it okay? Large as B. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you go to another condition. Another condition means not necessary the condition, just you can write else. Else means if the second one is also not true, that means the third one will be true. So third one will be actually large equal to C, or you can say large opposite arrow C. So now you can print the largest number, print the largest number. So you can write this largest, and the variable is large. Variable is large. And in the step number 7, you can just stop. Okay, so this is possible. Any question from anybody? Do you see any problem here?
No, sir.
We can do
Sir,
still with
No,
one
sir.
less variable without using the, that's it.
Yes,
Sir, when
yes.
we
Without variable, you
Sir,
can.
when we will develop some algorithm, in that time, should we consider some complexity, or the way we want to solve, we can do that?
Yeah, the way you solve the problem, that will be all right.
Yes, sir. Sir,
The complexity is not our issue actually. That is about very big problems. Yes, tell me.
yes,
Yes.
sir. Sir, as you know that one problem we can solve in different ways. So in that case,
Yes.
the algorithm will be different for us.
Yes, of course. But if it is logical and if it is correct, then fine, no problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
So
sir.
you do not see any problem here, right?
Yes, sir. It's
No,
fine,
sir.
sir.
একটা প্রবলেম তো আছে, তোমরা তো ওই জন্যই বলতেছি প্রবলেম ধরতে পারতেছো নাকি না। Say for example, I am giving it is 30 and it is B as 25 and C as 30. Say it is again 30. Then what will happen?
Answer at the last stage C will be the largest number.
মানে
Okay.
কোন condition, which condition will be applied?
Sir,
This condition
Then
will
the
be applied.
condition will be
step 5.
greater than or equal.
Yes. So there will be a problem. For this case, it will not be a problem. You will see the correct answer because the C will be the large number. Okay. C will be the large number, and yes, you see, okay, yes, 30 is the large number. It is okay. But if you give numbers like 30, then 30, then 20, in this case, it will be a problem. This program will show highest number is 20. So that is a problem.
Yes,
Because first question will not be satisfied, second condition will not be satisfied, so automatically the third one will be the answer. So in this case, third one is not the correct answer. So actually is that okay? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
sir.
So we need to use equal sign here every time, greater or equal to, greater or equal. Then it will work fine. So this is the third question. Let me give you okay, so let me give you at least, let us do one more problem today. So let me give you two examples for looping structure. Okay, so write the algorithm to find the sum of first 100 natural numbers. Okay, let me write odd numbers. Positive odd. So this is number 4. 5. Find the GCD of two numbers. What is the GCD? GCD is greatest common divisor. Okay, I will talk about that later. Let us think about 4. So for 4 or the GCD problem, you need to use the looping structure. Okay, you need to use the looping structure. So what will be the problem number 4? How can you solve this? What will be the input?
Sir, here is input is 1 to 100. So use for loop.
The odd number দিয়ে একটা পেজ লাগে গেছে, তাই না?
স্যার অড নাম্বারে তো আমরা মানে লুপের মাঝে যে এন নাম্বারটা নিব, এন সংখ্যক নাম্বার বা 100 পর্যন্ত যেটা নিছি সেটাকে 2 দিয়ে ভাগ হবে না, সেটা মড নট টু এমন করব।
So odd positive numbers means you start from 1 and you move to 3, then 5. It is like 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, like that. But it will be 100 numbers. But what is the last number? We do not know directly. It is possible to calculate, okay, but it is not 100. It will be more than 100, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, like that, 100 numbers. So you can ignore the input statement here. You may not need this. Only the looping structure will be good enough to calculate. Say you are using for loop here. Okay, so for loop will be the step based looping. That means you can write something like I is the counting variable, and it will be started from 1 and it will be up to
Yes,
up.
sir. 1 plus 2. I plus plus not. I equal I plus 1 plus 2.
Right.
I plus
So
2.
yes, something like that. So you can think like, okay, it will be 1 is the starting number, and then it will go up to 100. I'm not doing exactly what you have said, but try to understand 1 to 100, so that I will take 100 numbers. Okay, and then every time it will be one increment step will be 1. That means second time I value will be 2, third time I value will be 3, fourth time I value will be 4, like that. So I will get 100 numbers. Now the point is, how can I get the number to add? How can I get this one? So that one will come like, if you want to get the odd number, the mathematical formula is 2n minus 1. This is the odd number style. This is the odd number pattern. This is the odd number pattern. And what is the even number pattern? That is only 2n. You understand what I say? So what is the n here? The n is the position of the number. So if it is first position, then first number will be 2 into 1 minus 1. If it is the second number, then it will be 2 into 2 minus 1. If it is the third number, then it will be 2 into 3 minus 1. So in this case, it will be 2 into I, 2 star I minus 1. That will be the pattern of the number. So if this is the pattern of the number, automatically the odd number will come, and then it will be added with something which is your summation. So how can you do the summation? Which is your summation? How can you do the summation here? It is very common in programming language. Say sum is s, so that will be s plus this, s plus this. So another important thing is necessary also. In the beginning, the summation, before the looping starts, the summation should be initiated. We call this initiation. So in the beginning, summation should be 0. In the beginning, summation should be 0. That should be second step. And then for loop will start, and then we get the summation calculation here, s plus 2i minus 1, and you continue with the for loop. Like, I mean, it will go to the second value of I, third value of I, fourth value of I, fifth value of I, like that, and it continues, and after 100 steps, it will be finished. So when it will be finished, then it will get the print or the next command. Okay, so about the for looping, if it is with, I mean, repetition of step number 4, then how can you just go back there? So there should be something written. There should be something written, so that I mean, in algorithm you can write like this. Okay, go to, in algorithm you write like this, go to step 3. In programming code you can write next, or just something like here, then it will go back to step number 3. So after doing this again and again and again, in the last you will print the sum. That means the sum is s. So you can write, okay, the sum is s, and you stop the program. So the looping structure is used and the algorithm is done. So this is question number 4. And for 5 also we need to use the looping structure, but today I cannot